This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris. Welcome to Come for Tea. In our last two episodes, we learned some wonderful San Francisco themed sweets and savories for our tea tray. Now let's put it all together in this wonderful table setting. Now for this tea, I've chosen this really vibrant table runner. I love having the red in it because of the Asian influences we have here in San Francisco. And then I'm just going to bring in a simple cup and saucer set, one at each place setting. This table runner actually came with some cloth napkins, so I'm going to add one at each place. And then for the teaspoons, I like to place them right on the saucer. Now that Pu'er Hummingbird's Nest tea can really hold some cream and sugar, so I'm going to add that to the table. And then I'm going to place a trivet just off to my left. Now to go with that black wrought iron trivet, I've chosen a 3-tiered wrought iron tea tray. I thought that might be fun to go for more of a vertical tea service. So I'm going with just some square white plates, and then I'm going to take my Fisherman's Wharf based sun-dried tomato and crab frittatas, and I'm going to put a few of those on each place, about 3 per person. And then just went out into my garden. I found some wonderful Peruvian lilies and some little red roses to pick up that red theme in my cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and place that on my top level. Now for our second layer, we're going to do our San Francisco sourdough bread pizzas. I've cut those into fingers, and then I'm just going to put them in sort of a wheel shape on this tray. I think 2 per person is a nice amount. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of red to pick up in that table runner. And that will go on our second shelf. Now for our last layer, we're going to do our sweets. So I'm going to get out a couple of my little tiramisu bites. Those look so great on that tray. And then I'm going to put a couple of fortune cookies down. Again, we have that wonderful Chinese influence in San Francisco. So we've got our North Beach and our Chinatown going on here. And then again, with that Asian flair, a little bit of citrus is always pretty, and it has great color and freshness for our fruit. And then for our last thing, I'm going to add some Ghirardelli chocolate. You've got to have that. Again, these squares you can find in just about any grocery store these days. But I am going to unwrap them. I wouldn't want my guests to have to do that. So I'll put a couple of squares of chocolate on this tea tray. And then again, just to give it a little bit of a dress up, I'm going to get some of my flowers. Again, pulling in that yellow and red from the table runner. And again, just find anything you've got in your backyard. And doesn't that just look so pretty? And we'll set that on our last layer. So here's our 3-tiered tea tray ready to go. Look at how substantial that is to serve for your guests, and such wonderful flavors that represent San Francisco. So my guest has arrived. I'm going to bring my tea over and put it on the trivet. Have that to my left so that I can pour. And here's our beautiful tea tray. What guest is not going to be impressed by that? And everything is so delicious on there. Now, once my guest has a seat, I always like to go over each of the items that's on the tea tray so that they know what each thing is, what to expect, and then it also kind of helps them know what the order, how we go with our savories and into our sweets. No matter where in the world you live, whether you've even been to San Francisco or not, you can have an afternoon where you are in San Francisco by putting this theme tea together for you and a friend. Enjoy! For more information on this episode, go to our website and visit the Come for Tea show notes. Also, Also, if you have any questions or ideas, send us an email. Thanks for watching. It's time for tea. Want to see what's going on behind the scenes at Harwood Podcast Network? Maybe you want to know what's going on with your favorite shows. You can follow us by going to twitter.com/Harwood Podcast. We have daily entries, photos, all kinds of behind the scenes info. We'll see you on Twitter.